Time for us to head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one about the offense, quarterback play, and the wide receivers.
Hi, my name's Ernie. I'm 70 years old, lifelong Browns fan. I would love to see the Browns get to the Super Bowl before I die. I lived through all the heartache of the years past. But right now, I think we're not giving Baker Mayfield the credit that he deserves. I would love it if somebody would go back to this season and see when exactly all of the drop passes occurred. Were they drive killers? Sure, he had some interceptions, but what about before the interceptions? Were they first downs? Could he have come back if somebody didn't drop the ball, if somebody didn't fumble the ball? That's all I got. And there's always next year.
All right, we appreciate the voicemail, Ernie, and you sound great for 70. I hope I sound like that in a few years when I reach 70. Munch, there's a couple of things to unpack in there. The drops, yeah, absolutely, they were effective. This wide receiving core, I overestimated it greatly. I think that was probably almost as disappointing as the quarterback play and probably figured into it more than we're saying.
Do you know what? Number one, Baker was not good. And so hence, what is it? The most important position in any sport is the quarterback. So we are going to point the finger at him. Yeah, and I will say that. No, he was not good. Decisions were not good at times. And I'm just going to leave everything out of it too, on the outside. However, something I said from day one was, David, don't fall out of your chair, okay? Is that the team was better with Odell Beckham Jr. Now, he could not be here any longer. Guess what? The guy's smart. I'm shocked he's not going to go into a law career later, because to have his dad do that video, you can't have a guy around any longer, especially since he didn't apologize or come back or address that to Baker, okay? But the bottom line is the drops were horrific. The drops came at horrific times. Yes, the drops were drive killers. Yes, the drops were by guys that should not be dropping passes, okay? And definitely, does that play into your mind today? Yeah, I see the guy open, but he's dropped 2 of the 3 balls I've thrown to him today. And we're not going to get into names because we know who they are. You know what? It's everyone. It's even the number 1 receiver on the team, number 1, number 2 tight ends, number 3 tight ends on the team. We know who they are. But David, what a great caller that was too, because I want to say something. I go to the wall for Nick Chubb. I know you would too. But we flash back to the Kansas City game. And you know what? I'm flashing back to Nick's fumble in that game. That was game number 1 of the season, okay? And when he coughed it up, they showed a shot of him on the sideline, staring down at the ground, just upset to no being with himself. Yeah, the Jamie Gillen dropping the punt and, boy, doing whatever he did with it. I don't know if he thought it was a different game than American football. It was horrendous. But that fumble played into that loss too, and for it to come to Nick Chubb, it was horrifying.
Yeah, you know, the other thing that you have to figure out, and the fact that the Browns have said that they're going to do it again next year, and that moving into the offseason, Baker Mayfield is the starting quarterback. Very stark contrast to what the Colts are saying about Carson Wentz. The thing that tells me is that shoulder probably bothered them a little bit more than they were letting on. Now, it wasn't all of the problems. I don't think you can completely say everything was on the shoulder. There are some things that the Browns have to figure out with Baker Mayfield. It's the scheme. It's a lot of things. But I think that shoulder was more of a problem than they were letting on.
Dave, you're going to laugh. I don't know the whole song. We all sang it in grade school, okay. But isn't the leg bone connected to the thigh bone's connected to the hip bone's connected to the backbone? You know for a fact, in a game like football, number one, you get hit hard, your whole body's going to hurt, okay? No matter what side it is, where it is on down the line. And you know for a fact that if he's throwing a football, especially if he's rolling to the side, to his left, to the left shoulder, it's got to affect him. Once again, I'm glad you pointed out, we're not giving carte blanche here. We're not wiping the slate clean, because there were bad decisions. There were some bad throws in a big way, but there's no doubt that was another, as I said earlier, ingredient to the recipe for failure.